not going to give you credit until they sit down and look at it and just be like, man, that dude was.
Of their careers, they'd spend the next year celebrating, buying yachts, mansions, and enjoying a well-earned break. But Terence Crawford isn't like most boxers. At 38, an age when many start thinking about retirement or easy paydays, he's already back on the hunt, and his next target has shocked the entire boxing world. He's not chasing a celebrity fight for money. He's calling out a dangerous 160-pound killer that many believe is an even better fighter than Canelo. It all started with what was claimed to be a mistake, a so-called slip-up that no one in boxing truly believes was accidental.
Now, Terence Crawford, if you don't know, at the WBO convention out there at Bogota, Colombia.
I'm here in Bogota, Colombia, celebrating the WBO's 38.
Put a pin in that. The WBO convention. Who's the middleweight WBO champion? Janibek. Let me just stop you guys from even thinking about it. Janibek is the unified WBO and IBF champion. Now, Terence Crawford is at...
Terence Crawford was in Bogota, Colombia, for the 2025 WBO meeting just weeks after defeating Canelo. Like any celebrity, he filmed the event and posted it on his Instagram story. As he panned his camera across a large digital screen showing images of WBO champions, his own photo appeared first, celebrating his status as the undefeated super middleweight champion. But then, for a brief moment, the screen switched to the next champion, Jaron Boots-Ennis, the WBO and IBF welterweight title holder. Crawford quickly jerked the camera away, almost as if he'd accidentally revealed something he wasn't supposed to show.
Up, bull jobbing, and leaked some shit. Listen, I was born at night, not last night. Crawford, for you to film that by accident, just trying to show your face, and then Janibek show you trying to turn quick, brother, you blew it. Link.
The switch was so quick it almost seemed funny, but the clip itself was strange, and it instantly set the internet on fire. Fans and boxing analysts all started saying the same thing. Did Bud just accidentally reveal his next move? It didn't look like a random mistake. It was too specific, too deliberate, too perfectly timed. And if that accidental leak wasn't enough, the real bombshell came just hours later. A new video appeared, this time clearly intentional. It showed Crawford standing with his hand raised, staring straight into the camera. The playful tone was gone. He was serious, focused. A voice off camera said, "Hey Janibek, we're coming for you. December 6th, what are you gonna do?" Crawford leaned in, eyes locked on the lens, and said the words that confirmed what everyone had already suspected.
"We're here, next. Looking for you. Looking for December 6th, how you gonna do it? I got my eyes on you, Janibek."
It was a direct public call-out. Crawford had sent the message loud and clear. And in today's fast-paced fight world, the target wasted no time responding. Janibek didn't say much. He didn't need to. He simply reposted the clip with a chilling caption, "No problem." Shortly after, he shared another post, this time an image with the words, "Thank you, bro." At that point, the fight was no longer just a rumor. The spark had been lit, and the fire was officially on.
Deadly leaked him versus Janibek. Now, we all know that Janibek has a fight coming up December against Lara. That's a hard fight. And that is going to be for unification because Lara is a WBA champion. So you got the WBO title, IBF title, and the WBA title all on the damn line. I'm pretty sure Terence Crawford, with this leak, is looking forward to fighting the winner. And I think the WBO is leaning towards Janibek because that's their champion. It all makes sense to me. I think I got Lara winning that fight. But if he doesn't, I get it. Janibek, he's a tough cookie, undefeated, right? The Southpaw. I think they both Southpaws. Well, listen, correct me if I'm wrong. But Terence Crawford in line to fight them. You know he fights once a year, all right? So he's going to let them hash it out in December, and he's going to go ahead and fight 2020. It is leaked.
So who is the man the pound-for-pound king has his eyes on? Casual fans might not know much about Janibek Alimkhanuly. He's not a pay-per-view superstar, and he doesn't have the mainstream fame of fighters like Canelo or Spence. Known as Kazakh style, Janibek is one of the most avoided fighters in boxing, a technically brilliant heavy-handed southpaw from Kazakhstan who's built a reputation as a quiet but dangerous force. Hardcore boxing fans
The middleweight
know
division
exactly
just got
how serious
spicy.
this challenge is.
Janibek Alimkhanuly, the IBF and WBO champ, is calling out Terence Crawford. Yeah, you heard that right. Crawford's fresh off his win against Canelo, but Janibek's not impressed. He's ready to rumble if Crawford drops to 160. But here's the tea. Experts are saying this might be Crawford's toughest fight yet. Janibek's young, he's hungry, and he hits like a truck. Crawford's got...
He's a terrifying Kazakh southpaw with an undefeated record of 17 wins, no losses, and 12 vicious knockouts. As the reigning WBO and IBF middleweight champion, Janibek doesn't just beat his opponents, he dismantles them. On boxing forums and among experts, there's one word consistently used to describe him: monster.
Man, y'all already know what time it is, but hey, I gotta call a spade a damn spade. Janibek ain't nothing to mess with. He cold. Yeah, southpaw, you don't know much about him. That's fine. You ain't gotta know much about him, but I'm here to tell you. Speed, power, size, your IQ, defense, offense. Dude is cold, man. Footwork, angles, shoot, power in both hands. He a killer. That's what he is. He a damn killer, man, you know? So, I mean, look, if Crawford can go down and face that dude, bro, man, whoo, Crawford's legacy. Now, it might not be no marquee name and a name that the whole world will know, but everybody will be tuning in just to see Terence Crawford's greatness because he's a mega star now.
Don't get it twisted. Janibek isn't afraid. He's a confident, undefeated champion who believes he's in control. He even fired back at Crawford, basically telling him to wait his turn. I'll beat Erislandy Lara and become undisputed. Then he can get ready for me. This call-out from Crawford isn't about chasing money or taking an easy fight. It's a calculated move that had many fans puzzled at first. Why would Bud go after a dangerous, relatively unknown monster like Janibek? But when you look closer, the strategy becomes crystal clear. This isn't randomness, it's chess in 4 dimensions. Crawford's true goal reveals itself in the date he mentioned, December 6th. On that night, Janibek Alimkhanuly is set to face Erislandy Lara for the WBA middleweight title. The winner will hold 3 of the 4 major middleweight belts, the IBF, WBO, and WBA. And that's exactly who Crawford wants next.
Is going for 4-time undisputed. That is diabolical. That is unheard. 3-time undisputed is ridiculous, okay, for the men. But 4-time undisputed is just damn unheard of. The closest thing to that, and I'm talking about 4-time undisputed in 4 different weight classes. The closest thing to that would have to be, I would think, Manny Pacquiao being lineal champion in 5 divisions. And lineal and undisputed is kind of the same thing. I mean, as far as undisputed is collected on, lineal is the man who beat the man who beat the man. Many times, if you're undisputed, you beat the man, right? So, okay, how about this? Terence Crawford beating Canelo Alvarez, he beat the lineal champion who happens to be undisputed. The difference is when you collect all the titles, right? Like he did at 140. When you're collecting the titles, that's a bit different because now you're not just fighting the lineal champion, but you're fighting the top guys. Terence Bud Crawford doing that is...
Crawford's strategy has been exposed. He plans to let Sean Beck and Laro wear each other down, then challenge the winner to claim all 3 belts at once. After that, only one opponent will remain, Carlos Adams, the WBC champion. But Crawford's goal goes beyond collecting titles. He wants to become the first fighter in the 4-belt era, male or female, to remain undefeated across all 4 weight classes, creating a legacy that's pure, unshakable, and everlasting.
68, meaning that this guy I think he beats the winner between Lara and Janibek. And the next champion, the WBC champion, is Carlos Adames. And I think the toughest bout for Bud Crawford would be the winner between Lara and Janibek. He fights Carlos Adames. To me, I think that's an easier, no disrespect to Carlos Adames, but I think that's an easier win.
While clever, the plan is borderline insane, and boxing experts are already skeptical. Victory is far from guaranteed, with many seeing it as a potential trap. Renowned trainer Andre Rozier, who has worked with multiple world champions, weighed in on the matchup, warning that Janibek wouldn't make it easy for Crawford like Canelo Alvarez did. Take note of that.
Maybe particularly Janibek, because he's had 3 belts. Do you see him as a real threat to Terence Crawford?
Janibek is a tough guy, but he doesn't fight enough. He's not fighting enough. You gotta on those skills. I love how he fights. He's big. He's strong. He's precise. And I think he might be going to 168. So with all of that being said, hey, listen, we got some things on the table that could really pan out to be fantastic fights.
Do you think that Janibek would be Crawford's toughest fight? Like tougher than Canelo, tougher than a few of those other guys?
I believe he honestly could be, and I think that he is big, strong.
People are warning the man who stunned the world by defeating a fighter well above his weight that his next opponent will be even tougher. Rosier pointed out that Janibek will be a serious challenge. A natural 160-pounder at the peak of his powers, Beck's sharp, powerful southpaw style can trouble anyone. This isn't Crawford's victory lap. It could be the riskiest fight of his career, a true test against a fighter everyone else has avoided. So why take the risk with no massive pay-per-view payday, a perfect record, and an unblemished legacy? The answer lies in Crawford himself, who has always felt underappreciated, a sentiment he has openly admitted.
Narrative like, man, y'all watching something great right now, and we not appreciating it. And it's sad to say that we waking up at the tail end of his career. You know, we really didn't realize it until now, when he's like doing extraordinary stuff, like going up 2 weight classes to fight the best fighter in that division, the #1 guy that's the face of boxing, you know. And the way that I handled that, people like, oh man, something had to be wrong. Canelo had to be washed, or Canelo just wasn't in it. I see people saying, oh, Turkey paid for Canelo to lose, you know. So I just think, you know, when you that much better than the competition, you know, people not going to give you credit until they.
People claim his opponents were insignificant, even after he defeated Canelo. The rumors persist, despite Canelo being thoroughly beaten.
Still excuses. Like I said before the fight, you know, every one of my biggest fights, I say, I'm going to be prepared for the excuses. When you so great and you so much ahead of your competition, you know, they look at the fighters that you fight and say they nobodies because how much you beat them by, or the level of skills that you know, oppose against them. So when I fight this guy, it's all he was a nobody. When I fight this guy, all he was washed. When I fight this guy, it's an excuse, you know. So who you want me to fight? I beat this guy, it's an excuse. I beat this.
When you really look at it, it's all just excuses. Like I've said before, in every major fight, I've always been ready for the critics. When you're that far ahead of your competition, people dismiss the opponents you face, saying they're nobodies because of how decisively you beat them or the skill gap. They'll say this one was a nobody, that one was washed, or that another fight had excuses. So who do they want me to face? Every win comes with criticism. That's why this next move is the ultimate checkmate for the doubters. There's no massive money at stake, but the impact will be undeniable, silencing anyone who questions just how great I am. By moving up a weight class to face the most feared and avoided fighter at 160, he's pushing himself to the next level. Could he become the undisputed winner of a 4th title? Crawford is making it increasingly likely that his record will stand forever. Now the trap is set.
Like, you should just sell off into the sunset after this monumental
well,
win?
you know what? They made it look so easy. You know what I'm saying? Got 2-3 more in him. You know what I'm saying? Training camp will try harder. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think a move to 160 would make sense?
I mean, if you want to do it, you know, it'd be a challenge if you want to challenge yourself. Yeah.
Terence Crawford's plan is now out in the open. He aims to build a legacy that no one can tarnish, willingly stepping into the fire by challenging the Kazakh-style boogeyman and one of the sport's most dangerous southpaws. He's carefully set the stage. But does that mean he's about to walk right into a trap?
Down there, beat Janibek, beat Carlos Adames, become an unprecedented 4-division undisputed champion. Where exactly would that put him in history?
Right up there with the very best. Honestly, right up there with it.
That's all for today's show. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next episode. Share your thoughts and ideas in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Stay tuned.